All right, here is a very common issue that comes up with people, is that we don't really change for real.
First step in solving any problem is recognizing there is no alternative.
While America's infrastructure,
We fought for moral reasons. We stood up for what was right.
This nation will rise up.
We'll change for a moment, we'll change how we feel, how we think we feel, but then in reality, 6 months later, you're back in the exact same spot. So there's two parts of this. One, I'm going to talk about time loops and what that is. And then the second, which I'll actually go into right away so you can understand this, is called your unconscious mind. Now you have a mind, but there are three levels to it, right? You got a conscious mind, a subconscious, and an unconscious. So just write this, grab a piece of paper so you can look at this for the next week. C-S-C-U-C. C stands for conscious, subconscious, unconscious, so forth, right? Guess which one is most powerful? Is it your conscious mind? No, not at all. Look it up. How many bits of information does your conscious mind process compared to your unconscious? And you'll see very quickly, one recent article I saw from NPR was talking about it's 40 to 50 bits of information per second is what your conscious mind's aware of. Your unconscious is aware of 11 million per second. So, like, think about your computer, right? It's processing so much that you can't even see. That's your unconscious mind, and that's why you're still stuck. So here's out of all the research I've looked at, this is the most accurate numbers that I found. So write these down. Write those down for yourself, right? And really look at that. That top is 0.5%, 0.05%. So that's your conscious mind, right? That's that part of you that's listening to this video. Or when you sit down and you read a book and you get all hyped up because you're like, yeah, I read the 10x rule by Grant Cardone. I'm going to 10x my life. And then your bank account doesn't 10x. Why? Right? It's because you're not getting it here. That's the real spot you want to get to, right? Think of like a pro athlete, like let's say Tom Brady, right? They call him in. He's in the Super Bowl and he's in the last quarter of the game, right? Is he using his conscious mind? Is he using his conscious mind to win that game? No, it's unconscious competence. He knows what he's doing, right? He doesn't have to think about it. It's just muscle memory. So that's the level that you got to get to actually start changing your life. The thing is, if you're over the age of 7 years old, which I guarantee you are if you're watching this, you can't actually access it. And so that's the real reason that you need a tool called TechnoTutor, because TechnoTutor is a technology that allows you to get information through the conscious mind, through the subconscious, into the unconscious, right? This is the level of your body. So let's just say, right, you might be confused. What's my conscious mind versus my unconscious, right? Conscious mind is the part of your brain that's processing what I'm saying right now on a very surface level. It's hearing all the words. It's aware of the fact that you're watching a video and you're maybe taking a note, right? Your subconscious mind is aware of the fact that, oh, your heart's beating. Oh, it's light outside or it's dark outside. Oh, there's a plant in the corner. Yeah, I wasn't really noticing that, right? That's your subconscious mind. Or that little voice in your head that's talking right now saying, should I really believe him? Or, oh, this is really cool, or whatever it's saying. That's your subconscious mind. You weren't really aware of it. You weren't conscious of it until now. It's subconscious. It's below your conscious. All right, but now you got your unconscious. This is the thing that you can't even think about it if you tried. This is like the fact that right now your cells are replicating in your body, or your brain is releasing oxytocin, or your circadian rhythm is changing your hormones in your brain right now. You aren't even aware of it. But that's the level that you need to get to, because what's in your unconscious is all those beliefs you learned from your parents or whoever raised you at a young age. So let's say you're trying to make more money right now, but your parents raised you very middle class. And they said, hey, always save for a rainy day. Don't take risk, right? Don't go into debt. Don't spend too much money or whatever. I'm not saying any of that advice is necessarily wrong. It just depends on what you want to do with your life. So if your unconscious mind got programmed, because it did, it got programmed in your first 7 years, especially by Disney and McDonald's and all them. That's the real thing running the show. So you could think all day long. You could go to seminars. You could go to every event. You could get all the mentors and the teachers. Guess what? They're only changing. At most, they can get some stuff in your subconscious. At most. Guess what? Congrats. You did an NLP training. You changed part of your subconscious mind. Congrats. You're affecting like 20% of your brain and your real abilities, right? The real change comes in the unconscious, and that is what TechnoTutor is working on. So earlier I also brought up another thing called time looping, right? So back to why can't you change? One is because you don't have access to this right now. So that's why I'm going to suggest you get TechnoTutor, because it gives you direct access. And then the other thing is, why are you not changing is because of something called a time loop. And a time loop is like the fact that your current partner, let's say you have a girlfriend, right? Or your most recent girlfriend or whatever, why they're so similar to that previous girlfriend you had. It's that same pattern repeating until you learn that lesson. You ever had that experience where you're like, wow, this is like that same, or maybe you quit your job and then you go and you get a new job because you quit your other job because you hate your boss. But now it turns out you hate your boss again, or you still hate something about it, right? That's called the time loop, is because life is presenting you with something that you have to learn to go to that next level of responsibility. That's the key. You have to go to the next level of responsibility, but you don't take it because you don't know how to take it, because you're unconsciously programmed to avoid responsibility, right? So that's the level of change that we're getting to. So why can't you change is because on an unconscious and subconscious and even on a conscious level, you don't know how to actually change, and you keep time looping, and you might have some situation come up, right? Maybe it's once a year is you go to Christmas with your family, and at Christmas with your family, you're like, I'm always bickering with this person, right? But then you kind of avoid it. Then guess what? Next year, calendar comes up, bam, Christmas again. Same situation is going to happen, right? Until you actually transcend it and you go have that conversation, or you go talk to the person, or you go change something physical in your environment. That is the change, right? That's time looping. Then guess what? You pass the test. You go on to the next level, right? It's kind of like a game, but it's not a game. Anyone that tells you life is a game is just sharing that idea with you because they don't understand how reality works. Like, yes, there are games within life, but life itself is not a game. The fact that we have this one life that we're given on this earth, and the fact that there's a lot at stake here. I mean, again, every day there's like countless kids dying from preventable causes. That's not a game. And anyone who thinks that's a game, it's actually evil. But that's okay, because you didn't know, now you know, right? But are you going to time loop? And are you going to just say, oh, well, I hear what he's saying. I should probably work on changing my unconscious, but I'll just go watch another YouTube video, right? Then you're going to time loop until you realize maybe a month from now, maybe a year from now, like, damn, I'm still not changing. What was Mitch talking about again? Maybe then you'll get it. Or my suggestion would be right now, even though you probably feel resistance to it. You probably are like, I'm not really sure. My suggestion, reach out. Go in the description. We can connect. I can show you how to actually walk through time loops so you stop creating them, as well as how you can change all of these, all levels of your mind, get them all congruent, all synced up, so then you can move full speed ahead into whatever it is that you intend to do. So that's that. That's why you can't change, and how to change is you got to reach out. We got to connect. There's different points that you need to understand. So then you stop time looping and being stuck and being frustrated, like for real. Even though you think you might be happy or, oh, I'm grateful most of the time, whatever, you know deep down how you actually feel. Okay? It's called self-honesty. And I want to help you actually transcend for real. So if that resonates, reach out. Especially if you resist it, reach out. We'll just have a conversation. It'll be great. All right, that's that for this video. Hey everyone. So I don't sponsor my videos at all, but I do like to at least say, for those who resonate with the message that I share, I do offer both personal mentorship as well as business mentorship. In personal life, I've made a lot of moves over the past few years. Now I have a beautiful wife, homestead, and all of that. In terms of business, I have one of my companies went from 3K to 30K a month in profit, as well as I have another business that I'm at over 150K this year in investments and things like that. So if that resonates and you want to actually make a positive impact with that type of money, just reach out, send me a message, and we'll chat.